Okay, so let's back up a bit. In my first part, I failed to mention that Undertale is a game that encourages you to restart. In fact, if you restart and redo certain sections, the game will acknowledge that you're doing something differently. For example, if you dodge all of Flowey's attacks in your first encounter with him, he'll realize something's up before attacking you as usual. Then this will slightly change Flowey's dialogue in specific scenes. Another example is if you keep resetting during Sans' judgment, he will notice that you're reacting differently and eventually give you a password and then a key to his room, which then leads into another key to get into his basement for some hidden secrets about Sans. Anyways, since we've saved the underground and freed the monsters, what do we have to do left? When we launch the game, Flowey appears and says you could always reset and restart your game if you'd like, but he begs you not to. Now that everyone's finally reached their happiness, he says it's up to you to decide, but you've probably heard this 100 times already, before he leaves. Why would Flowey say that? So in the spirit of adventure, let's do a true reset. Since we already experienced what would happen if you didn't harm anyone or eliminate any damage you could have done, and, well, the whole idea is what happens in a game where you don't have to kill to win, let's see what happens if we extinguish every last monster in the underground. When you fall into the underground and encounter Flowey, we'll start by dodging all of Flowey's friendliness pellets. He'll realize that you've been here already and is then chased off by Toriel as expected. Toriel will take you through the ruins and you want to immediately start taking out the inhabitants when she leaves to make you a pie. As you kill more and more Frogget and Whimsun, the encounter rate will continue to drop. The hunt will turn to a long slog while you pace through the ruins looking for more and more prey. When you've crushed your last mold small, the encounter message will now read, "But nobody came." And saving will simply read, "Determination." The regular ruins music will have changed for a more eerie and empty track. We may now leave the ruins as usual. When we reach Toriel's home and try to leave, she will initiate her fight with you. A single swing will defeat her, much like all the previous monsters. However, if we wait and try to mercy her, then on the final turn take our swing, she will react with pure disgust and hatred. That you would wait until she's at her most vulnerable. That you're a monster, just like everyone else outside the ruins. As we exit the ruins, the game will cement us into the Genocide route, which will cause different things to play out in the next few chapters. Firstly, Sans and Papyrus will appear as usual, but we don't have any time to do any puzzles, so none of them are set up and we just cruise on through. Along the way, we'll need to meet our quota of monster slaying, of course. After ignoring the final last puzzle, Papyrus will storm off. Quite annoyed that you're not entertaining his brother's hijinks, Sans will remind you that you'll be fighting his brother soon, and that if you continue the way you are, you're going to have a bad time, before immediately disappearing. Why does Sans know you're going to be fighting Papyrus? Snowdin has been evacuated and none of the residents remain. Well, with the exception of Monster Kid. You may loot the area if you wish before you press on to fight Papyrus. As expected, you'll take out Papyrus with a single hit. Oddly enough, he hasn't stopped believing in you. His last words are still of hope and encouragement. He'll fade away, and we'll bring our slaughter to Waterfall. Here we'll continue the same old exploring and monster purge. Monster Kid will still follow us around and talk about a chance to help Undyne. At some point, Monster Kid will confront you, that Undyne told him that you're a killer and that he needs to stay away. Rather than answer, you start to attack. He is in our way. Before we take our swing, Undyne jumps in the way and takes the force of our attack. Monster Kid runs, and Undyne begins to fade away. She laments on her leaving behind everyone along with her failures, then stops and realizes that she refuses to lose like this. Filled with determination, Undyne takes a new battle stance and attacks mercilessly. Her suit and laser eye are pretty cool. Much like her pacifist fight, she throws a barrage of spear attacks that you must block. However, they are moving at a much faster speed and she will make every attempt to trick you. Eventually, she will switch her fighting style and purely attack by throwing spears in all directions. When she takes her final blow, she tells you she succeeded in wasting her time, and that Alphys has already evacuated the Hotland. Grinning, Undyne begins to melt before fading away, as monsters are unable to withstand determination. The trip through Hotland will be rather quick. All the traps are disabled and Alphys has cleared out most of the inhabitants. We'll continue our usual killing spree with a Pyrope, who is easily defeated. The Cinder Plane is also pretty... okay, that's kind of extreme. We'll reach the core for a fight with Mettaton Neo. With stunning wings and a cool eye, this fight will be a magnificent display... oh, he's dead. Anyways, we'll leave the core and move on to the exit of the underground. When we reach a new home, Flow will make a reappearance. He'll greet you and excitedly tell you how great things are going. Then he'll explain more about you and he used to play here. While you're not sure what he means, Fly will continue to tell you that he's been in our exact situation before. That he used to have our ability. The ability to reset the world. With determination. He tried every route. He became friends with everyone. He killed everyone. He's seen it all, but he never could feel any emotion. Then one day, that ability was gone. that he encountered you in the ruins. But now that his friend is back, he's so happy to be together again. Only for him to look at us, begin trembling in fear, and fleeing. When we arrive for Sans' judgment, he'll warn you. If you take another step, you're in for a bad time. Of course, when the battle begins, he'll remark, on days like these, you should be burning in hell, before slamming you into the ground, depleting all of your health. Wow, Sans is not kidding around. Sans is mad, and he'll make sure you pay for all your crimes. Throwing bones, bones, and more bones. Sans will take you out again and again. Also, Toby again with the eye. Anyways, every time you retry, Sans will be right back there to mock you. He even has his own death counter for you. As Sans crushes you again and again, as he takes you out for even trying, you'll begin to learn each and every of his moves, and you'll be able to dodge it purely through muscle memory. At the midway point, Sans will stop attacking. He will beg you just to make it a lot easier and put your weapon down. We're not about to let him get away, so we take another swing. Can't blame him for trying, right? Sans immediately starts attacking harder and faster, leading up to his special attack. After thrashing you a few more times, and you enduring this, wow, that is a lot of bones and a lot of blasters. What? Anyway, when it's time for Sans to unleash his special attack, he just stands there. He knows that if he doesn't attack, it will never be our turn. So every time we try moving, he just resets our spot into this box. If we quit moving, eventually Sans will lose focus and start to fall asleep. We are then free to move the box over to the attack button. He'll still dodge the attack, but since we're breaking the rules, we may as well attack a second time. This attack doesn't miss, and Sans is very shocked to see it happen. He gets up, reminds us he did warn us, and says he's going to Grillby's before walking off the screen and fading away. Now that we're free to go, we see our old friend Asgore on the way out. As we're about to take him down, Flowey quickly kills him in one shot. He wants favor and wants to take our side. Flowey was never able to get to the human souls, but now that you're here, we can take them. He reminds you that he's your best friend and please not to kill him. We show no sympathy and take him out regardless. Then a small child appears, who the community calls Chara. She is the first fallen child. She was the one adopted by the royal family and became best friends of Azrael. At this point we have the choice to give in or resist Chara. She's already become you, but she's speaking to the players of the game now. If you resist, she'll kill you. If you give in, you'll be consumed. When we launch the game once again, all we see is a black screen with an eerie wind sound. Eventually, a voice will comment on our return. After some more time, the voice will offer us a deal. A return to the world in exchange for our soul. If we reject it, we'll have to wait again. If we accept, we'll get the launch of the game as usual. Of course, something's up. If we finish another true pacifist run, we'll see our files have been tainted. If we leave our friends, the ending postcard will have a lot of implied kills on it. If we stay victorial, Chara will show her face in the middle and why the eye, Toby? So anyways, now your file has been infected. And the only way to actually remove it is to have some fun with the game's files. But this is the most incredible part about Undertale. It takes its meta commentary to the next level. Beyond the massive amounts of real-world references and self-aware mechanics, exists a game that is so aware of its identity that it feels alive. When I say that your copy of Undertale on your computer is alive, I mean that literally. Well, figuratively, but whatever. When you launch Undertale, your game is always slightly different. Depending on your fun value, different things in the world can occur. Sometimes things get downright scary. More to the point, your game knows it's a game. It's aware of how many times you've reset, what you've done, and in a game where the titular characters very much represent the idea of rebirth and reincarnation in the game's main mechanic of resetting, we get a lot of haha I've been here before, along with haha yeah, I know you've been here, before Sans hits us with another blaster. I mean, look at this smug dog, he's actually everywhere. And not in the sense that sometimes you can see Flowey following you as you explore. I mean, he is Toby's own self-insert and will show up just to mess around. I mean, he's even present for Sans' judgment room. Toby, please, this is a serious moment. I won't bother going any deeper. There's plenty of MatPat game theory videos you can watch if you want to dive further. Or just read wiki pages. Right now it seems like Toby may have just left a bunch of fun stuff to find in the game's data, rather than making a fully cohesive lore bible for the game. Or maybe they'll all lead to Toby's future games like Deltarune. Who knows? So that's Undertale, the 2015 indie superstar by Toby Fox. Every time I come back to experience this game, I'm surprised again and again by something I missed the last time. I had no idea that the golfing minigame explains what each of the human soul's colors represent, or that it's rude to talk about someone who's listening. I'm very much looking forward to when they finish Deltarune so I can play it 1,000 times. This has been Saffron. Thanks for listening.